Welcome to the first edition of OT Sports coverage of college football this fall. It's been a crazy weekend so far, as 3 of the top 10 teams have fallen to the jaws of defeat. Schools in North Carolina are 5-2 just this weekend. Let's see how teams in the Triangle fared. NC State started their 50th year in Carter Finley Stadium with a whopping 48-14 win over William & Mary on Friday evening. Graduate transfer Ryan Finley received the nod as starting quarterback from head coach Dave Doran right before the game. Finley looked comfortable, completing 17 passes on just 21 attempts and 2 touchdowns, only missing his receivers 4 times. Tailback Matt Days did his part on the ground attack, racking up 138 yards and 2 touchdowns on 23 carries. The state's new offensive coordinator seems to have lit a fire underneath this Wolfpack offense, which has appeared to be dormant in the past couple of seasons. And of course, we have to talk about Duke. We got to recognize those Blue Devils. Duke easily handled their crosstown rival, North Carolina Central, 49-6 this weekend in the new and improved Wallace Wade Stadium. Quarterback Thomas Sirk's absence had no effect on the Devils, as Jayla Duncan took control of the game with a 115-yard performance and 2 touchdowns. Duke hosts Wake Forest next Saturday at Wallace Wade Stadium. Finally, the North Carolina Tar Heels, ranked 22nd nationally, made their return to the Chick-fil-A kickoff game for the first time since 2010, where they lost to LSU. The Tar Heels came into this game after what was considered by many to be a disappointing offseason, an ACC championship loss to Clemson and a bowl loss to Baylor. A slew of seniors on both sides of the ball departed to play in the NFL on Sunday, and most importantly of those was record-setting quarterback Marquise Williams. Following Williams' graduation, head coach Larry Fedora named his longtime understudy Mitch Trubisky the starter. The new guy had a tough time adjusting to his new position. However, Georgia had their own question marks as well, with a first-year coach in Kirby Smart and their tailback coming back for the first time since an ACL injury, Nick Chubb. Would he come back as his old self, his new self? Would he be better or worse than he was before? These were all questions rushing through the mind of Bulldogs fans everywhere. At first, the game was evenly contested, and Georgia had a slight 10-7 lead going into the break. The Tar Heels were right there. In the second half, Carolina hit the ground running, quite literally. On the second half kickoff, TJ Logan returned the ball 95 yards to the house. The Tar Heels remained on top for the rest of the third quarter until they started to get sloppy. Penalties killed the Tar Heels as they relinquished 101 yards off 13 penalties. And then Nick Chubb just went off. He had added 222 yards on his own. The Tar Heels ended up losing 33-24 and will start off 0-1 for the second straight year. They travel up to Illinois this Saturday for a matchup with the Fighting Illini. Lastly, can't forget the Deacs. The Deacs squeaked out another close win against Tulane 7-3 in a low-scoring shootout. The sole touchdown was scored by quarterback Kendall Hinton. That's all I have for this edition of the OT Sports Minute. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and our website at otsports.com and on Twitter at OTSports. From OT Sports, I'm Trey Walker.